good thing about your pitch is that you thought about the task and it was really different. So everyone knew the role. And you could have made it better if you spoke a little louder. The projection was quiet, so everyone could hear it. Two questions are, what are you going to, like, where exactly are you going to shoot your film, and what was the main thing you struggled with?
What was the
Main thing you struggled with?
main thing you struggled with?
We're going to shoot, basically our film will only take place in the woods and in the bedroom. So because of like accessibility and because it's easiest, we'll use my house, like my room for the room, because it's quite plain as well, so we can put props in and stuff, we can like change it so that it fits film. And then the woods are like near my house, they're called Farthing Downs, and that's where all of it will take place, all of the filming.
What did you struggle with the most in doing
What, in planning?
Planning.
Or planning?
Whole thing.
Oh, the whole thing. I guess mainly thinking of like the plot, I guess, because we weren't sure on the title what would sound really, creepy or sinister, and we had to think of different types of, stories and different, horror themed. So we were kind of thinking of Slender Man as our first main sort of plot, but there's already films on that, so we wanted to create something a bit more different. So I think just planning the overall plot was difficult.
Cool, thank you. And history?
So, what we thought when we were doing the pitch is that it was very detailed and very clear, but what we thought would be a lot better is that maybe it was a bit too long, and maybe it should be more snappy and shorter. Like, it would be good that it would be detailed, but it's kind of like, went on a little bit.
I'd have to disagree with that, because I thought it was just right. You seemed to have practiced and timed it so that you actually fit into the time that we were giving you in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's about what we took.
So just personally, I just thought that I couldn't pay attention for that long. So we have one question, and we just want to ask, how are you going to film in the forest when it's so dark and with like wind in the background and stuff like that?
We basically said that our filming times on Tuesdays we will finish at 12:15. So we go back to mine and film until it begins getting dark. So that means we have like a couple of hours where we can get clear footage before it gets dark. And then once it's dark, we can film like in my house. So like the time is worked out then. And then we all have, most have Fridays off, and Ali's only until 12:15. So on Fridays as well, we film like around 1-ish. So it's still like.
Even with weekends, like when we have 3 days off, we will go early, because we're thinking of just adding sort of dark tones and vignettes and stuff like that in editing. So most of the time will be dedicated to that. So yeah, daytime.
Yep.
Excellent, good.
So basically, we thought it was good because it covered everything, like all the aspects. It was quite detailed, and the presentation was clear. But we thought like it would be better if you like improve if all the group members were present, and if like you like interacted with the audience a bit more, because you three was like just plotting in the corner. So yeah, and my question is, what are you going to do if your main character doesn't turn up while you're filming?
We're gonna have someone else like take their place. Like some of our friends wouldn't mind to like act in it, so they could just take her place easily.
We have backup and stuff.
You've got a backup.
Yeah.
Good.
And we only need one main character, so it's pretty
because
easy.
the other characters are just like introduced on like text. So there's only one person in the whole title sequence.
Great. Good. So I take it you'll be having audience participation then in your presentation. Excellent. All right. So my feedback: an excellent pitch. Sorry, Duran, I do think timing was good. It's more about your attention span than about their pitch. But anywho, you've covered all the areas. You've clearly thought through your idea. You've got a very nice, simple yet effective idea that meets the brief completely. Psychological thriller, so a very good genre to work with. You said on your institutional detail that you're creating an independent company similar to Blumhouse. Where did New Line Cinema fit in? Was that the inspiration for your actual idents?
We're thinking of incorporating it as one of the idents with it. So we want to create one,
Yeah.
but at the same time add something that's familiar to the audience.
Okay, so you need to think about that in a bit more detail, because it's about thinking about where your product fits into the industry. So would your product actually fit in with New Line Cinema as an independent production?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've been
You
inspirations.
said that it's quite well known for releasing thrillers,
Yeah.
but it's also got like quite a few in the that aren't thrillers, and the idents changes depending on like what type of film it is.
Okay.
So
from
the
your
time travel is
research,
yeah,
you found.
it's like the music is slightly changed and stuff.
Yeah.
So we might just adapt our own ident so that it's like that, so that has like a specific yeah, sorry.
Okay. Well, as long as there's research into it and it's on your blog, then that's all fine. I just wasn't clear exactly how you mentioned 3 companies, I think it was, and I wasn't sure how they fit in, but as long as that's detailed on there. Yeah, lots of good ideas, all of your inspirations and everything. I can sort of visualise what it is, the angle that you're taking. The only thing that the second thing that let your pitch down, apart from not having all of your group members here, which obviously is a fault, you didn't have any pictures, or very few pictures, of your mise en scène. So I'm thinking sort of the bedroom, the mise en scène in the bedroom, and you clearly thought it through, and I could visualise it from what you said. But I would have liked to have seen a lot more photos of the forest and in the bedroom and the actual mise en scène that you're going to be using. There were some there though, so yeah. So out of 10, because all the pictures are marked out of 10, I'd say that was a 9.5. Yeah, that was pretty much almost there. It's just that I think more visual images, more pictures, even some mini test shots in the forest and in the bedroom would have been great. That would have been really, really good. But I'm almost at a 10 there, just a 9.5, I would say. Okay, so very well done.